dignitaries, all the delegates, and everyone who's joining us from various different nations from around the globe to celebrate this most auspicious 45th Avatara Dinotsava celebrations, the 45th Jayanti celebrations of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Maha Sannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Shri Nityananda Paramashivam. Today, each and every one of us can touch and feel joy and bliss in the air of Kailasa as all of us celebrate this auspicious occasion. And we would like to first take a few minutes to thank each and every delegate, each and every guest who have, esteemed guests who have graced this occasion.
In over 31 cities, we are celebrating the Kailasa's SPH Nityananda Day today. With that, now we are going to be welcoming all our esteemed guests and dignitaries that have joined the panel today. We first thank Mr. Teburoro Tito, Kiribati Ambassador to the United States and the Permanent Representative to the UN from the New York, USA, who is also the elected President of Kiribati in 1994, 1998, and 2002. And he is also the Member of Parliament of South Tarawa since 1987. It was during his presidency that Kiribati became a member state to the United Nations, and today he is here with us. We welcome you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
We welcome Her Royal Highness Princess Kalesa Campbell from Kingdom of Lamini Falen Danzani Maisela from South Africa. We welcome you, ma'am.
We welcome the Honorable Kindra Maturin Stewart, Minister from Trinidad. We welcome you, ma'am.
We welcome Advocate C.V. Nagesh, the designated Senior Counsel, Honorable High Court of Karnataka, Bangalore, India. Over 60 years of experience in the Indian bar and renowned lawyer in India, known for his command over criminal and civil law. He has authored several law books which form part of the curriculum of Indian law schools. And here he is joining us today. We welcome you, sir.
We welcome the Honorable Abraham K. Korwa, Senior, the Deputy Minister from Republic of Liberia. We welcome you, sir.
We welcome Dr. Ninwandwe, the General Practitioner and Head of Board of Directors of the Kingdom of Dlamini Palane Mamsteni Maisena from South Africa. We welcome you, sir.
We welcome the Grand Master of the Regular Order of the Grand Lodge of Italy, Mr. Fabio Venzi, who has joined us today. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. We welcome you.
We welcome Mr. Josh Levy, from Mayor from Hollywood, Florida, USA. We thank you for joining with us today, sir.
We welcome Ms. Denise Adams, the Mayor Pro Tempore of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, USA. We welcome you, ma'am.
We also have joining with us Her Worship Sharon Constance Palacio, Mayor of Belmopan City from Belize. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We thank Councillor Stuart Masarwa Mutizwa, Mayor of Harare, capital city of Zimbabwe. We thank you for joining with us, sir.
We welcome Mr. Fred Chung, the Mayor of the City of Fullerton, California, USA. We welcome you, sir.
We also have joining with us Mayor Sandra Ermine Royer, the Mayor of the City of Roseau, Dominica. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am.
We also welcome Mr. Mahmoud Mohamed Musa, Mayor of Zanzibar City in Zanzibar. Welcome, sir.
We welcome Councillor Mr. Suresh Krishna, the former Mayor of Harrow, Councillor and Deputy Mayor of Harrow from United Kingdom. We welcome you, sir.
We also welcome Mr. Claude J. Katta, the Deputy Chief of Staff, Office of the Vice President from Republic of Liberia. We are delighted to welcome you, sir.
We also thank Reverend Dr. Billy Gama, the General Secretary of Blantyre City, from the Presbytery of Church of Central Africa, Blantyre, Malawi. We welcome you, sir, for joining.
We also welcome Mr. John Pitts, a Texas lobbyist, pastor, attorney from Texas, USA. We welcome you, sir.
We also welcome Mr. Bruce Casino, the Compliance and White Collar Attorney at Law, Office of Bruce J. Casino from Washington, D.C., USA. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
We would also like to thank Dr. Richard Middleton Kaplan, Professor and Dean from California, USA. Thank you so much for joining with us today, sir.
We welcome Mr. Tom Sheehy, Government Affairs Lobbyist from California, USA. We welcome you, sir.
We also welcome the Head of Strategic Communications, Advisor Mark Arian from Washington, D.C., USA. Thank you so much for joining us. We welcome you.
We also welcome Ms. Ursa Drofnik, fashion designer from Slovenia. Miss Ursa Drofnik is one of the leading fashion designers in Slovenia, and one of her clients are the Honorable Prime Minister of Slovenia and famous international musicians. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am.
We welcome Mr. Sash M. Krasnov, dance teacher from Ljubljana, Slovenia. Mr. Sash M. Krasnov is one of the most renowned dance teachers in Slovenia. We welcome you, sir.
We also welcome the Governor Henaro Poloi, the Governor of Melikek State, Republic of Palau. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
We thank the Honorable Octavia Alfred, Minister for Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training and National Excellence from Reggio Dominica. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am.
We welcome Councillor Mr. Cooper W. Krua, Senior Minister of Post and Communication of the Republic of Liberia. We welcome you, sir. Thank you so much for coming.
And we welcome Mr. Bola Thapa, Brigadier General of the Nepal Army. Thank you, Mr. Bola Thapa. We welcome you today.
We also thank and welcome Honorable Isaac Endo, the Deputy Minister for Youth Development, Ministry of Youth and Sports from Republic of Liberia. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We welcome Attorney Daniel C. Gaidu Jr., Deputy Minister for Administration, Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism from Republic of Liberia. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
We welcome Dr. Lawrence Kamla Bropley Squire, Special Envoy and Advisor to the President from the Republic of Liberia. We welcome you, sir.
And we welcome Mr. T. Titus Charlie, and BMA, MA, and the Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations and Chairman of National Lottery Authority Lecturer of UMU, and the Office of the Vice President in the Republic of Liberia. We welcome you, sir.
We welcome His Worship Robert Mariano, the Mayor of Dangriga Town from Belize. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We welcome Mayor Fabrice Rulinda, Mayor of Entebbe City from the Republic of Uganda. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
We welcome the Honorable Dr. Sami Saiman, the Mayor of Hosroyal, Lebanon. We welcome you, sir.
We welcome Mr. Francis Flores, the Administrator of the Dangriga Town in Dangriga, Belize. We welcome you, sir.
We also thank the Honorable Ali El Said, the President of Union of Municipalities of Wadi Khaled from Lebanon. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We also thank Mr. Alan Said, Chairman of Pacific's Gateway from the Republic of Palau. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
We also welcome Mr. Sami Ibrahim, the CEO, co-founder of Pacific's Gateway, the Republic of Palau. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
And we welcome Mr. Francis Kabia, the Director of the National Social Welfare Religious Organizations of Sierra Leone. We welcome you, sir.
We also thank and welcome Mr. Anthony Rogers Kasunda, the Press Secretary for the President of Malawi from Republic of Malawi. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We also thank the esteemed guests, Mr. Anthony Rogers Kasunda, who is the Press Secretary for the President of Malawi from the Republic of Malawi. And we thank Ms. Kay Backus, attorney and political candidate from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am.
We also welcome Mr. Kristen J. Williams, the attorney, international legal advisor, and representative for the International Parliament for Human Rights from Trinidad and Tobago. We welcome you, sir.
And we welcome Mr. Michael Jarvis, the Special Consultant Diplomat for the International Parliament for Human Rights of the United Kingdom and Ireland. We welcome you, sir.
We also thank and welcome our esteemed guest, Mr. Adrian Kamara Makle, the attorney from Sierra Leone. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We also welcome Dr. Carla Margaret Henriquez Lozada, Delegate and Minister for Human Rights, Attorney, PhD and Diplomatic Counselor, Human Rights Defender in International Parliament for Human Rights from Canada. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am.
We also welcome the Honorable Dunstan Kyobia, the District Commissioner of Matwara from Tanzania. We welcome you, sir.
And we also welcome His Royal Highness Asrak Tabet Tando, the Prince of the Bacho Tai Kingdom from Cameroon. We welcome you, sir.
We also welcome Mr. Tongai Mafidi Mangwa, the Member of Parliament from Republic of Zimbabwe. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We welcome Honorable Bernard John Georges, Member of Parliament from Republic of Seychelles. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
We also welcome the Honorable Haytham El Ahmed, Mayor of Wadi Khaled, Lebanon. We welcome you, sir.
We welcome the Honorable Mohammed Dargan El Ahmad, the Mayor of Ichi, Lebanon. We welcome you, sir.
We also thank and welcome our esteemed guests, Honorable Ahmed Shehade Al-Hamad, Deputy Mayor from Wadi Khaled, Lebanon. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We also thank Mr. Ben Kilowi, President's Assistant from the Republic of Marshall Islands. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
We also welcome Reverend Emmanuel Nimli, the religious advisor to the President of the Republic of Liberia. We welcome you, sir.
And we also welcome Mr. Kofi Sire, the Officer for Africa in the Commonwealth Secretariat of the United Kingdom. We welcome you, sir.
We also thank and welcome Mr. Robert M. Sami, the Assistant Minister and Special Assistant to the Minister of Foreign Affairs from Republic of Liberia. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We thank P. Kamalanathan Datuk from Malaysia. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
We also welcome Mr. Ibrahima Niadie, the ex-Director of Intendance of the Presidential Palace from the Republic of Mali. We welcome you, sir.
And we also welcome Mr. Augustine Onana, the Directorate of the Penitentiary Administration, the Ministry of Justice in the Republic of Cameroon. We welcome you, sir.
We thank Mr. Desire Asok Bahavi from the Republic of Togo. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We thank Mr. Anthony Zinso, consultant in political communication strategy from Republic of Benin. Thank you, sir, for joining with us.
We also welcome Mr. Elvis Kintu Sioni, Executive Assistant to Lord Mayor of Kampala Capital City Authority from the Republic of Uganda. We welcome you, sir.
And we also welcome the Honorable Sima Constantine Sima, Lord Mayor of the Mwanza City, Tanzania. We welcome you, sir.
We also thank and welcome Mr. Fengchai Chimwa Murombe, the attorney and founding partner from Republic of Zimbabwe. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We thank Mr. Meredith Bale, lobbyist and technology advisor to corporations and political circles at highest levels in Los Angeles, USA. Thank you so much for joining with us today.
We also welcome Mr. K. Sri Dhammaratana, Venerable Datuk of Malaysia. We welcome you, sir.
And we also welcome Mr. Gunaselan Raju, the National Executive Secretary of Central Working Committee of the Malaysian Indian Congress. We welcome you, sir.
We also welcome Mr. Deepan Mitra, Secretary General for World Hindu Federation from Bangladesh. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We also welcome Divyansh Patel, Mr. Divyansh Patel, the representative of BAPS Sri Swaminarayan Mandir, Chino Hills, California, USA. Thank you, sir, for joining with us today.
We also welcome Mr. Vishal Patel, the representative from BAPS Sri Swaminarayan Mandir from West Virginia, USA. Thank you so much for joining us today.
And we welcome Mr. Gopal Salanke, the representative for BAPS Sri Swaminarayan Mandir from Oregon, USA. We welcome you, sir.
We also welcome Mr. Alpesh Solanki, the representative from BAPS Sri Swaminarayan Mandir from Pennsylvania, USA. Thank you so much for joining with us today. We are so delighted to welcome all the dignitaries that have joined us today. We thank Mr. Sunny Patel, the representative from BAPS Sri Swaminarayan Mandir from Georgia, USA. Thank you so much for joining with us today.
And we welcome the Ambassador Anthony G. Hilton, of the Member of Parliament from Jamaica. We welcome you, sir.
We welcome Mr. Neil Patel, the candidate for Republican primaries for Ohio State from Columbus, Ohio. We welcome you, sir.
And we welcome Mr. Devendranath
Tanku,
Member of Parliament from Trinidad and Tobago. We welcome you, sir.
We welcome His Holiness Jagat Guru Sri Dilip Ji Maharaj, an NGO representative to the United Nations, spiritual guru, a Hindu monk, interfaith minister from New York, USA. Thank you so much for joining us, Sri Dilip Ji Maharaj. And we would like to thank each and every esteemed guest that have joined us today for this auspicious celebrations of the Jayanti Mahotsava, the Avatara Dinotsava celebrations of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Shri Nityananda Paramashivam.
Now we are going to be entering into a very, very exciting session where we are going to be having the delegates from Sri Kailasa who are going to be sharing with us the hard work and the amazing, immense contribution of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and his revival of Sri Kailasa, as well as the humanitarian efforts that Swamiji has been doing, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been doing from a very, very young age. So now let us enter into this segment. Joining with us, we have Ma Tushitirun as well as Srinitya Muktananda, who are going to be joining with us and taking us through this. Thank you so much for joining us today.
नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Nityanandam.
Nityanandam.
Let me start by introducing myself. I am Srinitya Muktananda from Kailasa, USA, and here in Los Angeles. And along with me is Ma Toshi Turun from Kailasa, Canada. Welcome, Ma Toshi. It's great to be hosting this session with you.
Yes, same here. Yeah, excited.
Awesome. So today is the continuation of Nityanandotsava, the 21-day festival of celebration of the 45th Avatara Dinotsava, that is 45 years since the advent of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, Sri Nityananda Paramashiva. Today is a very special day in that celebration. Today is Kailasa's Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nityananda Day. Well, what does that mean? Before I get to that, I really want to welcome everyone who's joined here, who's so excited to see Swamiji, who we call the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism very fondly. I know everyone is joined here from around the world to join us in this celebration. So I welcome all the Kailasavasis, all practicing Hindus around the world, and especially our honored guests, leaders, ministers, mayors, administrators, diplomats, army generals, human rights advocates, and CEOs from joining us from over 30 countries today. Welcome to all of you. Great.
Welcome.
Nityananda Day. It is a special day of global celebration. We are celebrating the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and his lifelong effort to preserve, protect, and share Hinduism and the science of enlightenment it represents. Hundreds of cities, countries, and prominent leaders are joining us today in not only celebrating the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's contribution to the world, but specifically to gender equality, freedom of religion, and also world peace. And over 30 cities have actually declared today as Paramahamsa Nityananda Day in their respective places. And Swamiji has done all this great service to humanity for many years, in spite of the continued persecution that he has been facing. So today, we are really honored to have the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself addressing us. And before inviting him, we would like to present a short presentation of a journey, the spiritual journey that Swamiji has taken from his beginnings in Tiruvannamalai, which is the spiritual capital of the world, to where he is right now as the sovereign of the sovereign state of Kailasa, and the enormous work and contribution that he's done, especially to a whole series of Sri Kailasa's Uniting Nations efforts. Let's get to it. Matushi, are you ready?
Yes.
Fantastic. Let me just share my screen. Excellent. To tell the story of His Divine Holiness, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, to tell the story of his journey, we have to start at the very beginning. The very place where he was born, Tiruvannamalai, which is the spiritual capital of the world, and all the seekers of enlightenment. This place actually is referred to in, like Swamiji likes to say, everything needs to be acid washed by Shastra Pramana, which is whether it is referred to in the scriptures, and then Apta Pramana, which is referred to by enlightened masters, Atma Pramana, which is personal experience of Swamiji, and Sakshi Pramana, which is our own personal experience. I can say that Arunachala or Tiruvannamalai is the city. In that Arunachala is a hill which represents Paramashiva, who is the original author of yoga. He is the original author of the science of enlightenment. So Srimad Bhagavatam talks about Tiruvannamalai, and it says, Darshanat avarasi dasi, Jananat kamalalaye, Kasyandu maranam mukti, Smaranat arunachale, which means there are cities in India which represents the sacred sites where Shiva represents various forms. And if one is born, one comes to visit Shiva and sees the darshan or the view of Shiva in that city, Chidambaram, or if they take birth in Tiruvarur, or if you die in the city called Kasi, all gives you liberation. They all give you liberation. But for many, this may not be possible. So for everybody, even if you remember the city of Arunachala, Tiruvannamalai, you get liberated. That is the power of that city. Also, there is a very famous enlightened master, incarnation of Shiva, who used to live in Tiruvannamalai. His name was Ramana Maharishi. And he wrote a beautiful verse in Tamil. Aduve talam arunachalam, talam yavilum adigam, adu bhumiyin idayam, ari aduve shivan idaya. What he said was, Arunachala is the ultimate holy site of holy sites. It's ultimate place in the world. It is the heart of the world. And it is the place where Shiva resides himself. Swamiji himself has said that Paramashiva has promised the world that he will always reside in Tiruvannamalai in three forms. One, as the Arunachala hill, that you can see the picture of that on your left, as Shivalinga, the incarnation of the physical form of Shiva, you can see that in the middle, and through a lineage of enlightened beings in Tiruvannamalai. And Swamiji comes in this lineage of enlightened beings who was promised by Shiva. So this is the place from which Swamiji was born. Now let's listen from Matushi about his where he was, how he was born, and how he was identified as an incarnation. Matushi.
Yes. So Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism not only was born in the spiritual headquarters of the city called Tiruvannamalai in India, at his early age, when he was 3, he was identified as for his avataric mission by enlightened masters, avatar, and adepts. there is a science for these people to be identified for an avataric mission, particularly for Swamiji himself, Yogi Rijaj, Yogananda Puri, and Vidwan Panduranganar, and the 230th Guru Maha Sannidhanam of Tondamandala Adinam. They have been the pillars in the early ages of getting the guidance from various other masters in recognizing Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for his avataric mission. In 1981, July, he was given the initiation of Bala Sannyas. Bala Sannyas is a child saint. This is how Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism started his avataric mission.
Great. So just wanted to re-emphasize that the science of identifying an incarnation is well-known science in Hinduism. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva, who is the original author of the yoga sciences, the science of enlightenment. And from the young age, he was trained by all these adepts, all these yogis. And in fact, Swamiji used to say that Yogi Yogananda Puri used to make him do Surya Namaskar, which is an intense yoga practice from sunrise to sunset. And he would make him climb the pillars of the temple of Arunachala up and down all through the day. So that's how intense his training was growing up. And not only did he get trained in yoga, he also got trained in the scriptures by a variety of gurus. He, in fact, at the age of 10, he was directly trained by Paramashiva himself, an incarnation of Paramashiva, Arunagiri Yogeshwara, whose embodiment lives in Arunachala. He met Swamiji on a daily basis for 3 years, and he trained him personally. And this is a very highly mystical experience. And at the age of 10, Swamiji had his very first enlightenment experience at the very hill where you are seeing the picture. And at the age of 16, he was initiated to inherit the entire enlightenment ecosystem of Arunachala. And that initiation was done by Mata Vibhunananda Puri, also called Kuppamat. You can see her picture here. And Swamiji was initiated into sannyas and inheriting this ecosystem, which means carrying on the principles of the enlightenment ecosystem of Arunachala and spreading it, taking it to the whole world.
And SPH early days with his gurus not only gave him the training to realize his avataric mission, but also trained him in starting from building ashrams for himself around the world. So the first picture that you see on the top left-hand corner, that is where SPH was very young. You could see the circle picture is SPH on the black and white photograph. This was in Tiruvannamalai itself, where his guru, Mataji Vibhulananda Puri, where Swamiji was building the ashram for her brick by brick. Gurus guided him and he followed. Since then, on the bottom left-hand corner, that was the first Adinam or monastery complex that was established in Tiruchenkodu. Early years of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was tireless hard work, touching being at a time, stone at a time, building infrastructures, building community, building people. As you could see in the middle of it, where Swamiji himself is laying the foundational brick, was Adi Kailasa Sarvanyapedam, which is the headquarters in India, Bangalore. These stones itself, the brick stones itself, were handmade by Swamiji himself. Certainly, during his mission, within few years of span, the growth has spread all over India. Every nook of the corner, people heard Swamiji's mission and what he's been contributing to people and society. As you could see the picture on the right-hand top corner, where he's conducting in 2004 mass living enlightenment initiation conventions, where thousands and thousands of people have been given conscious breakthrough to live the highest potential of their lives. Once the spread across the India has happened, then the mission expanded into the global stage. Muktaya would lead into what has happened in the global stage after
Thank you,
this.
Yeah, starting from these humble beginnings, very quickly, Swamiji's mission spread all around the world. And by age 30, he had established centers in over 100 countries. Here you can see a picture of him meeting with the mayor of St. Louis in USA. That is one of his first visits to the United States. And this is a picture of what Matushi was saying. Everywhere he went, there were tens and thousands of people, huge crowds, initiated by Swamiji, waiting to listen to his message, imbibing the story of living enlightenment, the idea of living enlightenment into their lives, whether it is in India or Oklahoma or Malaysia or Australia. Swamiji traveled all over the world. And in fact, by the age of 30, there were already 5 centers in the US, Los Angeles, Seattle, Ohio, St. Louis. And also there were centers in Malaysia, Singapore, and many other countries all over the world.
Swamiji was not only having spiritual awakening classes and touching humanity, he had conducted major Hindu festivals. One of them is Kumbh Mela. Kumbh Mela is the largest human gathering in the world. 2 such Kumbh Mela was conducted in 2015 in Nasik and 2016 in Ujjaini. For these Kumbh Mela, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism invited global seekers. It's not just people from southern part of India or India itself. Global seekers have gathered in these places to experience and having the conscious breakthrough through Swamiji's initiations and programs. Not only seekers gathered, other monastery heads and leaders of Hinduism gathered to learn and celebrate authentic Hinduism through Bhagavan himself.
Matushi, you were saying it's the largest gathering of humanity in the world. Just to understand the scale, there are 130 million people who gather in one place. The number is just unimaginable. And many of them are there just to see Swamiji, just for a glimpse. And we were there in those centers when we were hosting this event. The gate, early morning, it would start. People would wait in long lines, few 100,000 people just waiting to get in, just to get a glimpse of His Divine Holiness, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Swamiji, as you see, through his tireless efforts, Swamiji began to be recognized as the leader of Hinduism. As we know, we all know that at a very young age, he was ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam, or the Pontiff of Tondai Mandala Adinam, Kanchi Kailasa Sarvagnya Pita. And he is also the current incumbent emperor of Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam. He is the 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Dharmamukti Swargapura Adinam. He was also coronated as the Mahasannidhanam of Kailasonnada Shamala Pita Sarvagnya Pitam, which is Madurai Adinam. Madurai Adinam, deserves a special mention. It is the oldest Adinam established in India, and it's directly established by an incarnation of Paramashiva. And the lineage of leaders, of pontiffs of Madurai Adinam have been the incarnations of Paramashiva. On the bottom left, you can see Swamiji being coronated as the Mahamandaleshwar, which is the supreme spiritual head of Mahanirvani Akada, which is the largest monastic order of Hindus in India. And he was also appointed the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of Atal Akada. It is another organized body of Hindu monks. It's actually the largest body of Hindu monks. And finally, in 2015, a gathering of 1,000 spiritual heads of Hinduism elected His Divine Holiness as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in Bidadi, India.
So all that foundational work which has happened over the years led to the formation of Sri Kailasa civilizational nations that we all cherish and celebrate today. Sri Kailasa is a microcosmic ancient Hindu enlightened civilizational nation. The vision of Sri Kailasa is giving living enlightenment for all of humanity, not just for Hindus, for all humanity. Kailasa's mission is to revive the greatest science of authentic Hinduism, where people can apply it in their life to live peacefully, harmoniously, and achieve the true potential of each of the beings. Mainly reviving the science in various areas such as cosmology, alchemy, biology, mathematics, especially into power manifestations. All of these science were practiced freely in over 56 nations across the continent, but are now facing extinctions due to persecution. Even withstanding all the persecution that has come against Sri Kailasa and SPH himself, SPH have revived all these signs across the globe. Swamiji himself is bringing the light for 2 billion Hindus, practicing Hindus, who are waiting to revive and live and preserve the science for the next generations to come. Kailasa do not put importance on territory alone. However, it also have sovereign territory as we speak. But its major mandatory of Sri Kailasa is to establish the enlightened ecosystem around the world where people live in community, living, practicing authentic Hinduism science to create the betterment of their life. Wherever the Adi Saivite community settled down in various parts of the globe, you could see how they contribute to the economy and the society at large, and also they themselves live peaceful and blissful, successful life in all dimensions.
Madhushi, thank you for mentioning that. The Adishaivites, where they live, in fact, we have statistics to show that in the United States, the Hindus are the most prosperous community among all religions, whether it comes to percentage of people who have a degree, college degree, who are educated, the amount, the income of a family, they are the highest. When it comes to crime rates, the Hindu society has the lowest crime rate. They have the lowest drug use, lowest divorce rates. So extremely stable society, very well behaved, contributing to the community. And this is all due to the science of enlightenment, the lifestyle of Hinduism. And this is the same successful lifestyle that Swamiji wants to bring to everybody. A little bit more about persecution. Of course, yes, over millennia, many colonial rulers in India and foreign invaders have destroyed Hinduism from from the ground up. They have destroyed temples, they have destroyed organizations, libraries, burnt books. But one of the worst things that happened was destruction of our Gurukul, which is the education system that teaches Hinduism. Um, More than that, more recently, in the last 50, 60 years, there has been a concerted effort to destroy Hinduism from the inside. Gurus who are teachers in Hinduism reveres gurus or masters, enlightened masters who can pass on the experience to others. So from the inside out, in Hindu extremists and atheists in India have actually destroyed this system and persecuted Hindu gurus, especially Swamiji over the last 20 years, and made it very difficult for them to teach Hinduism. So lack of religious freedom is a huge problem. And second is the inability to practice Hinduism in its authentic form. The other thing that Swamiji very strongly believes in is gender equality. He's promoted women to be priests in temples. You would rarely see any women being a priest in Hindu temples in the US outside of Swamiji's temples, and very few in India. He's promoted women to be monks. He's established universities, especially for women, exclusively for women. So this progressive stance towards gender equality in religion is one of the main reasons why Swamiji is persecuted today. And this is the reason why the extremists have wanted to, even attempted to assassinate Swamiji multiple times.
Despite
Yes.
Despite this all persecution that has happened, Sri Kailasa's success is thousands of enlightened ecosystem around the world, which is standing tall and spreading day by day to revive the science and give the greatest science to humanity.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable that in spite of all the lawfare and all the assassination attempts on his life, he has never stopped working on doing things that benefit humanity. Great. Let's move on. So yeah, now we come to the main idea of what we are going to talk about today, right? All the work that Swamiji has done since he was 16 years of age, all of them have been for the benefit of humanity. Of course, we talk about Enlightenment science, but Enlightenment science needs to include the everyday benefit that people want to see in their lives. And so Swamiji has worked not only for spreading this Enlightenment science, he's also worked towards spreading health, education, supporting of women and women empowerment, protecting indigenous cultures, helping, protecting animals and the environment, and also working against climate change, working against terrorism, working against deforestation, helping other communities that are facing lawfare. So like this, I can actually talk about 108 different initiatives. They all are called Sri Kailasa's Uniting Nations Initiative. What does it mean? It means bringing multiple nations together to create these initiatives for the benefit of the world. You all know the Sustainable Development Goals that the United Nations have. So all the Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations Initiative actually align with those Sustainable Development Goals and even expand on them in certain areas. The beauty of this is everything that Swamiji is teaching, whether it is holistic healthcare or amazing economic principles of enabling people to be successful, equality of women, equality of every person, irrespective of what background they come from. These are not just modern ideas. These come from the very basic teachings of Hinduism, which Swamiji has revived, the SPH has revived, and he wants to enable the entire world. So his goal is to use the science of consciousness to benefit all of humanity in every aspect. So individual enlightenment and global welfare are fully connected with each other. So essentially, the Sri Kailasa's Uniting Nations Initiative are, when applied practically, are really the proof that Hindu sciences, which are already time tested, which will provide lasting solutions to all the world problems, whether it is social, economical, environmental, etc. So now let's go look into these, each of these, a few examples of Sri Kailasa's Uniting Nations initiative.
Due to the time constraints, we will only looking at the highlights of few of these initiatives. One such initiative is nutritious food and a hunger-free world. It doesn't matter whether it's the starting monastery or even the lavish temple that SPH have built around the world today. Every monastery or temple complex serve food. This is one of the mandatory of these establishments. Not only serving food for the needed who are underprivileged, also giving the right food to the people, sattvic, organic food. Over the 27 years, 1 billion meals have been served throughout various campuses and monastery complexes. Not only that, 10,000 meals are served daily free of cost. And during festivals, certainly those numbers goes much beyond than that.
Yeah. And you can see Swamiji himself serving the food in many of those places. So that's great. Let's go through these quickly. The next big initiative is this Kailasa's Uniting Nations for Affordable Healthcare, affordable and holistic healthcare. One of the main things Swamiji has done is, I can talk a lot about his work in healthcare, but primarily during COVID, what he has done is something amazing. He opened up all the monasteries in India and around the world as sanctuaries for people who are looking to find a place where they can isolate, right? Where they can live separately and quarantine. He has made it free for all. That is, they get free food, free internet, they can work from there, free education, and including all the basic facilities. So a few thousand families, both in India and abroad, have taken advantage of this offer, and they have stayed safe from COVID. In addition, Swamiji has taught so many different techniques for us to boost the immune system and protect ourselves from COVID. You can see a huge list of these items here. And 30 million citizens of Kailasa followed this 28-day regimen which Swamiji had given, and they all benefited from these regimens. So in fact, many mayors of cities here in their proclamations have called out Swamiji's effort during COVID to help the communities here.
Another Sri Kailasa Uniting Nation efforts is education reform and development. Under this umbrella, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism have established the largest Hindu university, which has 270,000 plus enrollment with 2,700 plus free courses, which are being given free of cost through extended campuses in 150 countries. Not only the largest Hindu university Swamiji have established, the major contribution in the education sector is Nityananda Gurukul. This is a Gurukul system is where kids go and learn, live beside master and learn from a master. This is to guru-disciple education. This education has existed in the past centuries and have been demolished by various other forms of educational system where the new millennium mind thought would be the best education system for the world. But even to this date, the model Gurukul system Swamiji have set up in Bengaluru, Adinam, have shown the benefit where the kids have been groomed to reach their highest potential without having comparison, inner violence, stress, These Gurukul kids are the examples of showing today's world how the ideal education system should be. And the stats also shows more than 50% of these children who have gone through this Gurukul system have 1 to 3 years ahead of their physical age when they sit for board exams. Not only that, 35% of the children have IQs above 130, which being identified in a so-called modern day as gifted kids. These are ordinary kids who were born and brought up to parents, but groomed in the education of Nityananda Gurukul, which gave this success.
Yeah, so wanted to quickly add, I think many people would identify when we say that the colonialization, the colonial rulers, they had destroyed the indigenous education systems. And Swamiji is trying to bring it back, which is extremely critical. So let's move on to the next one, which is the Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for Protecting Hindu Scriptures. Want to quickly move through this. Swamiji has actually collected ancient scriptures which were actually only on palm leaves. You can see pictures there, which were at the on the verge of destruction. He's collected over 1 million Hindu scriptures, and he's digitized them and uploaded them over like 15 terabytes of digital books and rare manuscripts. And he has done an amazing work. It's all available on kailasa.nityanandanyanalaya.org. It's free for everybody. Everybody can go look at it. And they are free to do research on it and benefit, take the science from there for the benefit of all humanity. Let's go to the next one.
If we have to talk about all the contribution itself, it will take more than a day in detail. We all are waiting eagerly to receive Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to hear his insights. So the next slides, we will just highlight what are the accomplishments through various projects. This one is peace, global peace and religious harmony. Many initiatives have been done through this umbrella. The few highlights are Minute for Peace, which was established in 2012. To this date, 4.3 billion minutes in meditation for world peace. Not only that, there has been larger collective meditations which have been conducted over the globe in various parts of the centers and temple just for the global peace.
Great. Not only that, for global peace and harmony, Swamiji has conducted so many interfaith meetings. And you can see here so many conferences that he has organized, which have brought together people of different faiths to talk about what is best for humanity. A great example is Kumbh Mela, which was organized in 2007. Like I said, Kumbh Mela is the largest gathering of humanity anywhere in the world in India. And with the permission of Akhil Bharatiya Akhada Parishad, which is the owner of Kumbh Mela for thousands of years, they give blessings to Swamiji to conduct this program anywhere in the world. And so Swamiji conducted the very first Kumbh Mela in 2007 in Los Angeles here. And after that, it has been conducted here a few times. So let's move on.
The one more Sri Kailasa Uniting Nation initiative is Global Peace and Religious Harmony. For the under the religious harmony umbrella, there has been many peace walks and other initiatives. One highlight is thousands of villages in India came together covering 1,000 kilometers in a peace walk. These pictures speaks for themselves, where the people from different walks of life coming together, promoting the feeling of oneness despite of their differences.
Okay. We already spoke about Swamiji's work for gender equality and feminine empowerment. This is an area which it's like Swamiji has done so much work. There are many, many things to list. I'll only highlight a couple. He created a women's only university, the Yogini Sarvagnya Pita, which was completely run by women for women. And it was empowering women to fight against the wrongful gender stereotyping, gender-based violence, lack of inclusiveness. It was giving women the education to be self-sufficient and stand up for themselves. And that is exactly what he did also in this program called Nityananda Lakshmi, which is the very first microfinancing service for women in India, which allowed them to start their own business, be self-sufficient, and stand up for themselves when needed. There are so many other programs which Swamiji has done for empowering women. I could, without exaggeration, say that it's very much been a part of his DNA to fight for gender equality and feminine empowerment.
The one more is Sri Kailasa Uniting Nation initiative is yoga. For yoga, Sri Kailasa holds 2 Guinness records, which were established in September and October in 2017. 108 kriyas, scientifically validated kriyas, has been formulated and presented to the people of the world to be healed from 108 major diseases and for its care. Not only it has been presented for the world to practice, teachers has been trained with the authentic yoga science, so they know the context before becoming a teacher themselves. And not only that, many books have been published for humanity to understand and celebrate the science as well as the benefit of the yoga.
Thank you, Matushi. And we want to conclude by saying, despite being heavily persecuted for over a decade, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has unwaveringly been committed to helping the world. And the sovereign state of Sri Kailasa has been built to protect, revive, and preserve Hinduism, which is the most ancient, most peaceful, and the longest lasting demonstrable system that shows the possibility of peaceful coexistence among people. So to honor his hard and selfless work, so many people around the world, humanitarians, leaders, mayors, have appreciated Swamiji and given proclamation.
அப்படியா 7 கணம் தாண்டி ராசாவா வந்துட்டாரு. நம்ம எல்லாம் காக்கத்தான் கைலாசா என்னும் புது உலக கொடுத்துட்டாங்க. வந்திருக்கா மனித ரூபா புதிருக்கா வேண்டும் தேரிலேறி வேண்டும் போரில் வென்றா மனித நம்ம எல்லாம் வந்துருச்சி கைலாசம்தா தந்துருச்சி சிவவாசம்தா. வந்துருச்சி கைலாசம்தா நமக்கு தந்துருச்சி சிவவாசம்தா. வந்துருச்சி கைலாசம்தா தந்துருச்சி சிவவாசம்தா. வந்துருச்சி கைலாசம்தா நமக்கு தந்துருச்சி சிவவாசம்தா. சைவங்களாய் உலகை மாற்றிடணும் சக உயிரிடமும் ஆடிடணும். கட்டிடணும் பூலோகை
ॐ नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि परमशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I welcome all the dignitaries, all the statesmen, all the ministers, ambassadors, mayors of more than 70 cities from various countries, and statesmen, dignitaries, decision makers, celebrities sitting with us as on now from 170 countries celebrating this Kailasa's SPH Nityananda Day. All the religious leaders from almost all major religions of the world sitting with us, all the citizens of Kailasa, Kailasa's ministers, ambassadors, diplomats, and ministers of the various countries, representatives of the various countries. Kailasa has diplomatic relationship. I welcome each and every one of you for this Kailasa's SPH Nityananda Day celebration. I sincerely thank all of you, each and every one of you, for you being here. I sincerely appreciate all the support all of you have given for reviving the Kailasa, the ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. And I also want to thank the few countries and the presidents and prime ministers of those countries which have given sovereign land allotted, including an island for Kailasa, and the few countries which have given semi-sovereign status, autonomous status, and given us a land, and all those countries entered diplomatic relationship with us, and all those countries which has entered home country agreement and sister city agreement, given us the status of de facto spiritual embassy, and multiple levels of diplomatic relationships. I thank each and every one of you who worked, who decided to give this support, honor to Kailasa. I also thank each and every one of you, recognizing the persecution Hindus went through all over the world and supporting us. The many countries have given refugee political asylum to many of the Hindus and my holy see. For my ministers, I thank each and every one of you. I have the long list of people whom I need to thank, especially the celebrities from Hollywood, for taking up the cause of Kailasa, reaching it to the whole world. And I have a long list today to thank. Before entering into my message, I have to mention few names. The first name today I wanted to take and thank is Mr. Sri C.V. Nageshji from Bangalore. He is literally the head of my legal team, and from him I learned the science of jurisprudence. Not only he defended me, he is my acharya in the field of law. I have a long list to thank His Excellency Teburo Tito, His Worship Robert Mariano, Reverend Dr. Billy Gama, Mayor Josh Levy, Hollywood, Florida, Mayor Fabrice Rulinda, Entebbe City, Uganda, Honorable Deputy Krishna, Mr. Deepan Mitra, Vishal Patel from Bochasanvasi, Akshar Purushottam Swami, Sri Swaminarayan Mandir, West Virginia, USA, His Holiness Jagat Guru Jayaprakashendra Saraswati Swami from Malaysia, Venerable Datuk Sri Dharmaratna from Malaysia. I have a long list. I welcome each and every one of you. Many statesmen, prime ministers, ministers who are here online through Zoom and in our campuses, Los Angeles, Kailasa, in many of our Kailasa embassies. I am honored by all your presence. The revival of Kailasa is possible just because of all of you. You might have heard a small presentation about what has been done in last 44 years. I sincerely wanted to tell you all this is possible just because of all of you. I dedicate all these achievements to the whole humanity. First, I offer my deep devotion, surrender to Paramashiva, the ultimate source of the existence, cosmos. Paramashiva Paramburul, and all the gods and goddesses of Kailasa, and thank each and every one of you for making Kailasa the revival of the ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation, first nation for all Hindus to happen. Paramashiva's message directly from Sri Kailasa, Maha Kailasa, for the whole humanity. It is time we enrich the whole humanity for dharmic life, the cosmic law centric lifestyle, aligning ourselves and enriching others to align the enlightened lifestyle, consciousness centric lifestyle is no more a luxury. It is survival need. There is only two choices in front of us. Either all of us wake up and decide to make decisions, policies based on the cosmic principles revealed in Vedas and Agamas, consciousness-centric lifestyle, enlightened civilizational thought currents, so we all coexist. That's the best way to exist. The other choice, I don't even want to describe the other choice. If we don't wake up and decide to coexist, the other choice will be, nothing will be left. So let me do the mistake of repeating myself. It is time we all wake up and decide to align our lifestyle, policies, everything centered on cosmic principles. It is time to look beyond our borders as the whole global family. Kailasa's effort to unite all the nations, uniting all the nations is fundamentally to enrich everyone to the highest values. The Hinduism says very clearly, Ahimsa Paramo Dharmaha. Non-violence is the ultimate cosmic principle. The natural law of the cosmos functions centered on ahimsa, non-violence and coexistence. It is time we all wake up to this truth. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha. So, we can apply this principle whether a simple decision of what you eat for your breakfast or the major decisions you make about the relationship, the way to relate with the other countries. Whether it's a simple decision, what you are going to eat for your breakfast, or the major decisions like policies to relate with other countries, external affairs policies. In every level, it is time we bring enlightened principles, cosmic principles, values with a global vision. 100 years before, life based on enlightened principles was a luxury option. Now, human beings have damaged the planet Earth, the only home we have, too much. Whether in the level of environment or the level of collective negativity, anger, hatred, competition, jealousy, manifest level of the environment or unmanifest level of collective negativity. In both levels, last 100 years, human beings have caused almost irreparable damage to the globe, the only home we have, to the planet Earth, the only home we have. It is time, at least now, we wake up. And shift our energies, focus, attention, everything towards life positivity, towards consciousness-centric principles, towards eternal values, towards enlightened values. We should start looking for protecting the whole planet Earth. The meanings of the border, political, societal, religious, based on any reason, language, based on any reason, the borders we created has lost the meaning. The global pandemic has taught this lesson to us. It is time we wake up and learn this lesson. Maybe this pandemic, Corona, is the warning for all of us to wake up and look beyond borders. All policies, decisions, solutions have to be now from the angle of beyond borders. It cannot be anymore within any political borders or religious ideology centered or language, majoritarianism, minoritarianism, or any left wing, right wing. It is time we wake up to the cosmic principles. We align ourselves to the global vision. As I said, let's be wise. Let us not even think about otherwise. Let's bring global principles, consciousness-centric principles, eternal values, and revive the enlightened civilizational policies, ideas in global level. Let's not wait for one more pandemic or nature to give one more clarion call. Already last 100 years, we have done too much damage. It's time we focus more on life positivity. Kailasa has initiated projects for uniting the nations. More than 108 cosmic principles like ethical environmentalism, for disarmament, for protecting the ancient enlightenment sciences, for protecting the unrecognized nations, for making people hunger free and supported with nutritious food, uniting the nations against the defamation and hate speech. Kailasa suffered Hindu gangs attacks personally. We have faced multiple assassination attempts, lawfare, using the legal process itself as a punishment, as a warfare. That's what I call lawfare. Lawfare, hate speech, large quantity of atrocity material building, and hate speech, poisoning the very atmosphere where we won't be able to survive, live, maintain our integrity. I have seen all this in my personal life and the members of Kailasa globally. So with all this experience, I am telling you, it is time we wake up to all these atrocities done. Atrocities done on multi-level, on human beings, the abuse of legal, illegal drugs, all these need to be stopped. All of us who are here today, I sincerely request everyone. I have more list, some more important persons who are here. I wanted to honor them also. Honorary Bernard Jas, Parliament Seychelles, Honorary Mayor Ahmad Shehade, Wahi College City, Lebanon, Tongai Mefidi, Parliament of Zimbabwe, Reverend Emmanuel Nimili, representing Liberia, Datuk P. Kamalanathan, Minister of National Unity Board member, National Visual Arts Board Development representing Malaysia, Honorary Commissioner of Tanzania, Dunstan Kyobia representing Tanzania. I thank each and every one of you. I am honored by the representatives of the more than 70 countries being here and many more on the Zoom and many more dignitaries, decision makers. I sincerely request all of you, let us all unite. It is we human beings make nations. We human beings make decisions. We human beings make policies. We are the conscious owners. We are the conscious beings of this planet Earth, the only home humanity has. We all need to stand up and protect this planet Earth for our next generation. Let's be wise. Let us not even think about otherwise. It is time we focus more on right education than developing the armies. It is time we focus more on researches on longevity than biological weapons. It is time we focus on methodologies to reach out the truth and best communication methods at zero cost, at the rate of 0 seconds, than creating media trials. The major media houses constantly brainwashing, spreading their opinions as news, should be stopped. All forms of opinionated news is a violence. All forms of religious conversion is violence. All forms of animal rights abuse is violence. Kailasa. The constitution of Kailasa gives fundamental rights to all beings, not just Hindus or not just human beings. All living beings have a right to exist, right to be treated as the manifestation of Paramashiva. The first amendment of Kailasa's constitution, the first amendment is the right to treat yourself, treat others, to be treated by others as Paramashiva, God Himself, for all beings, not just human beings, but for all beings. I sincerely request, let's all decide to respect, revere, honor, accept, coexist with all beings, not just human beings, with all beings. Planet Earth is for animals too, not just for human beings. We human beings need to realize we can't survive on the planet Earth by eliminating all other species. No. We need to wake up to this truth. Should stop treating all other species as utility value for us. We should not look at animals as food or pleasure objects or luxury objects. It is time we wake up and treat all beings with not just human rights, with the divine rights. All beings have a right to exist, treat themselves, treat others, to be treated by others as divine, Paramashiva, ultimate God himself, ultimate itself. It is time we look beyond the ideas of currency, beyond the ideas of army, beyond the ideas of political ideologies, beyond the ideas of political borders, beyond the ideas of religious philosophies. It is time we look at the whole planet Earth and all the beings through the cosmic principles. Kailasa is striving to present cosmic, conscious, enlightened, principle-centric model communities, ecosystems all over the world. With the blessings of Paramashiva, the God, we do have territory. With the blessings of Paramashiva and the gods and goddesses of Kailasa, we do have a territory, but we are not just territory-centric nation. We are territory-based civilizational nation. The territory is just for us to stay and operate. But we are interested in the whole humanity and all the beings, not just human beings, all the beings. I request and pray to all of you once again. It is time we all start looking beyond borders. I tell you, this pandemic has taught us few lessons, hard lessons. Passports and visas have no value. Currencies and banks hoarding has no value. All those things lost its meaning. The large amount of weapons we piled up has no value. The large amount of hatred we built to divide human society based on political ideologies, religious principles, philosophies, all of them have no value. One simple virus pandemic, Corona, taught us too many hard lessons. It is time we wake up and align our life from the smallest decision, what we eat for morning breakfast, to the largest external affairs, policies, and principles. In every level, we bring cosmic principles, cosmic ideas, global vision, global principles. Look at the world as borderless space where all beings, not just human beings, all beings need to exist, coexist, survive, thrive. It is time we enrich, empower, enlighten ourselves and work for others. Especially, I wanted to address these few words to the born, living, and practicing Hindus all over the world. You are all successful, O Hindus. You are the richest ethnic minority in every country you have settled down, whether it is United States of America or Canada or UK or Australia. I'm talking from statistics. You are the richest ethnic minority. It is time you take these cosmic principles from Veda Agamic Constitution and enrich the whole world. It's time we need to enrich the world to these cosmic principles and revive the ancient enlightened civilization. It is not just removing the extreme poverty. It's not just stopping the deforestation. It's not just protecting the animal rights. It is making everyone feel everything is divine. We need to look at everything from the principles of cosmos. It is time for us to wake up. Let's all resolve with the grace of Paramashiva to stand for the principles he himself has revealed in Vedas and Agamas and revive the ancient enlightened civilization and cosmic principles like Ahimsa Paramo Dharmaha. Non-violence is the ultimate cosmic law. And through these cosmic principles, let's protect planet Earth, the only home we have, survive, thrive through coexistence. Not just tolerance, but coexistence. Not just tolerance, but coexistence. I sincerely request these lofty ideals, goals, policies should not be just in books, should come to the real decision-making tables. All the statesmen who are here, all the dignitaries who are here, all the influencers in the field of entertainment, like many Hollywood celebrities who are here, and social media influencers. I request all of you, let's be the real change. This day, Kailasa's SPH Nityananda Day, I dedicate it to Paramashiva and gods and goddesses of Kailasa and the whole humanity, to all of you, for reviving the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation, which has territory, but it's global, macrocosmic, civilizational nation. It's an ecosystem I am trying to revive. I am not interested in building a nation as a competition to other existing nations. No. I am interested in building an ecosystem where all beings coexist happily, protecting this planet Earth, the only home we have. Many of the religious leaders joined, especially the great organizations like BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha, an international society for Krishna consciousness, and Jagadguru Sri Dilipji Maharaj, Jagadguru Jayaprakashendra Saraswati Swamiji, representing the Hindus of Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore area. I sincerely request all of you, the decision makers, and the Grand Master of Freemason of Italy, Fabio Venci, and Mrs. Emilia De Novellis, I am honored by your presence here. It's such a humbling experience. You are here. The head of the Freemason, thank you for honoring us by being here. I am overwhelmed by all the love each one of you are showering. Sri Kamalesh Ji, head of the BAPS Swaminarayan Mandir, USA, representing Bochasanvasi Akshara Purushottam Swaminarayan Sanstha. I am honored by all of you being here. And I know the influence all of you have on the society. Each one of you, the decision makers, and many of you are here representing your country. You can influence your country. We can all unite and make a real change. Let us be the real change. Let the alchemy of the spiritual science ancient enlightened science begin from us. Understanding in individual level and in the level of our immediate family, in the level of our team with which we work every day, and in the level of society we are living, the community we are living, the state we are living, nation we are living, the continent we are living, finally, the planet Earth we are living. Understanding the cosmic principles in every level and applying it, making the cosmic principles as a foundation for our decision making. Let me repeat, enlightenment based conscious centric lifestyle is no more a luxury, it's a survival need for humanity. We damaged planet Earth too much. It is time now we wake up and protect the planet Earth, the only home we have for ourselves and for our next generation. And for our next generation. By the grace of my predecessors, my gurus, from the age of 16, after they coronated me, I started working for this cause, dedicated my life for this cause, and now we have evolved by the grace of Paramashiva, gods and goddesses of Kailasa, and my Guru Parampara as a nation with territory in more than one places and diplomatic relationships with multiple countries and having de facto spiritual embassy status in many countries. But I feel all this was possible because of all of you who decided to support me, stand with me by sharing your time, treasure, talent, energy, support in every way. So once again, I wanted to be thankful to every one of you, not just verbally thanking you. The word thank you is too small. I wanted to be thankful to all of you through my life and my actions, the way I dedicate my life in my future. So not just uttering the word thank you, I wanted to live and demonstrate my thankfulness. So now I commit with all of you. All of you have put your hopes, your love, your trust on me and supported me in many ways, said, unsaid, whether giving moral support or sharing your time, treasure, talent, offering sovereign land, or even diplomatic relationship, a political understanding and tie-up. There are also many political parties of the various countries have signed diplomatic relationship with us. I wanted to thank those political parties' heads sincerely, every one of you, for this beautiful journey together. If I missed some names, surely I know I missed many names. Please forgive me for that. I apologize. But I wanted to thank you all, and I commit with you all. I will show through my life, my dedication, my sincerity and integrity. I will fulfill the hope and trust you all have on me. And the reason, cause for which you are all standing up with me, we will make it happen. We will make it happen. So, it's my sincere commitment, with the grace of Paramashiva, gods and goddesses of Kailasa, and my Guru Parampara, to all of you, I dedicate my life to make it happen. Let's make it happen. Let's revive the ancient, enlightened civilization. Let's revive the conscious-centric life and lifestyle. It's time we do it. We'll do it. So, thank you all for being here. With this one word, I conclude. Let's make it happen. And next we have many offerings from Kailasa, books, websites, many offerings from Kailasa to all of you. So with this, I thank each and every one of you for being here. Let's make it happen. Enlightenment-centric lifestyle, consciousness-centric policies, reviving the enlightened civilization is no more a luxury, it's a survival need. This is the only solution for all problems humanity is facing now, whether global warming or pandemic or threats of the world war. For every problem humanity is facing, this is the only solution. Let's revive consciousness-centric, enlightened civilization. Thank you all. I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Paramadvaitam, Shuddhadvaita Saivam, the state, space, powers, being, super consciousness of Kailasa, Maha Kailasa, of Paramashiva, the eternal bliss, Nityananda, Thank you. Be blissful.
Nityanandam, on this auspicious day of the 45th Jayanti celebrations, Kailasas from across the globe are offering our deep, heartfelt gratitude at the divine lotus feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Shri Nityananda Paramashiva. A few of the highlights are a compilation of over 1095 books in 35 languages, 4 new books, 2 new yearbooks, 9 books translated in 7 languages, 3 new mayoral proclamations, 1 new center, 4 new websites, and 1 new mobile app. The first offering we have is the offering of a new landing page for the upcoming Grand Paramashivoham Level 3 program. The offerings from Kailasa St. Louis, Midwest, USA. Kailasa St. Louis is inaugurating a new center in Ladue, Missouri, USA. Next, we have the offerings from Kailasa, Washington, D.C. We thank Mayor Paul Coogan, Fall River, Massachusetts, USA, for his letter of proclamation. Next, we thank Mayor Lee Harris, Shelby County, Tennessee, USA, for his letter of proclamation. Next, we have the offerings from Kailasa, Texas. We thank Mayor Pat Hallisey, League City, Texas, USA, for his letter of proclamation. Next, we have offerings from Kailasa, United Kingdom, Europe, and Africa. The first offering is Living Enlightenment book, now translated and available in Greek. The next is the Living Enlightenment book, translated and now available in Slovenian. Next, we have the Nityananda Chitrakatha book, translated and available now in Norwegian. Next, we have two books, Gossip of Nityananda and Why Guru. Both the books now translated and available in Russian. Next, we have two books, Upanishads Source Book and Book of Surrender, both translated and available in Italian. Next, we have offerings from Slovakia and Czech Republic. The book, His Story of Paramahamsa, the Supreme Swan, translated and available in Slovak language. His Story of Paramahamsa, the Supreme Swan, translated and available in Czech language. We also have the digital e-offerings of devotees sharing their gratitude to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on the auspicious occasion of this 45th Jayanti, offered by Kailasa Europe, Kailasa French Zone e-Gurukul, Kailasa Slovakia, and Kailasa Czech Republic. Next, we have the offerings from Kailasa French Zone, a new website released in French with all the discourses, the satsangs, meditations, and various other contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to the world, translated and available now in the French language. The next, we have offerings from Kailasa, Canada, a new mobile app available both on Android and iOS. Enrich, entertain, and enlighten the discourses of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and various other services available completely for free through this Kailasa Canada mobile app. Next, we have offerings from the Adi Kailasa Nityananda Sarvagnya Peetam. The first first offering is from Kailasa's Nityananda Hindu University Press, organized and celebrating the contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who has authored, translated, decoded, commented, revealed largest number of books on Hinduism, over 1,095 books in 35 international languages in the last 14 years. The next offering is Sri Kailasa Yearbook on the 45th Chaturmasya of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. This book celebrates the executive orders, proclamations, and certificates of recognition from leaders around the world, celebrating the achievements of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
महेश्वर नित्यानंद में ब्रह्मांड नायक हरे नित्यानंद में ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश्वर नित्यानंद में ब्रह्मांड नायक हरे नित्यानंद
The next, we have the Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations Yearbook, a compilation of the contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Nityananda Paramashivam, through the 6 international humanitarian agencies: Red Home, to eradicate the worldwide hunger; Saffron Home, to promote peace and religious freedom; White Home, to elevate mental illness; Yellow Home, to promote true knowledge to the world; Green Home, to promote biodiversity; and Blue Home, to advocate animal rights. Next, we have Karma, a compilation of the physics, chemistry, and biology of karma, a new book. Next, we have the new book released, Meditation is for You. Meditation techniques to experience bliss. Next, we have a new book, Jain Sutras Decoded in English, the translation and commentary on the Jain Sutras directly from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The next new book released is the Adi Shaivam book in the Tamil language, which is a detailed explanation on the Shaivagamas directly revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
शरणं श्री नित्यानंद नित्यानंद बोलो हरे कृष्ण बोलो नित्यानंद नाम नित्यानंद में भव भय हरणं श्री नित्यानंद शरणं श्री नित्यानंद
The next offering is the new Rudraksha website. The very sacred beads, the energy beads of Paramashiva himself. Empower yourself with Rudraksha, the true bio jewelry, which is one of the most sacred manifestations of Paramashiva. This website gives all the detailed explanation, revelations, and the contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for through Rudrakshas the humanity.
गुरु नित्यानंद नाम नित्यानंद कमल नित्यानंद में आनंदम आनंदम नित्यानंद में नित्यानंदम आनंदम नित्यानंद में.
The next offering is a new website, the Maheshwara Puja website. Maheshwara Puja is Hinduism's most ancient ritual, prevalent even today in the Vedic tradition. This is a new release that we have to promote global peace, especially amidst the pandemic. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism supports all the beings to be in complete peace and in complete completion, not just while living in the body, even after that also. So this ritual is compiled and presented with many statistical evidences, testimonials, and the Shastra Pramanas, the scriptural references, and much more. With this, we thank and offer our deep gratitude, the lotus feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Thank you, Nityananda.
ಆನಂದ ಮುರುದಾಂಗಿಯವನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಉದಿತವನೇ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಮಲಿಕನಿನೇ ಸ್ವಯಂವಾಗಿ ನಿன்றವನೇ ಗುರುನಾಥನೇ ಆನಂದನೇ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಮಲಿಕನಿನೇ ಸ್ವಯಂವಾಗಿ ನಿன்றವನೇ ಗುರುನಾಥನೇ ಆನಂದನೇ ಆನಂದನೇ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದಂ नित्यानन्दं 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 नित्यानन्दम्
சம்பந்தன் பாடிய சங்கரன் சதா சிவன் முகன் போற்றிய பிரம்மத்தின் ஈஸ்வரன்.
Hinduism and Kailasa, we would like to thank each and every one of you for taking your valuable time in joining the 45th Jayanti celebrations of the sovereign state of Kailasa. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, especially on the first working day of 2022 with Kailasa. We extend our heartful gratitude and our best wishes for a peaceful and a prosperous new year to one and all. Thank you so much, Nityanandam.